Okay, so we are doing an impromptu session. I have just checked off the camera if the pendulum, which has Kabir Gupta, Varsha Advani, file name cat. So Kabir Gupta 1, 2, Varsha Advani, file name cat, 3, Anne, who Kabir Gupta was seeing, Nikhil Advani, and a bunch of people. So there are people, souls over here, they're the youngsters, not the elderly. I checked if my mom is here, my aunt is here, they're not here. Okay? So they are willing to give the name of the beast. On the pendulum, we will ask. Okay, off camera just now for 2 minutes, I asked you, Kabir Gupta, you are here, my first cousin, Advani, my father's sister's son. My dad is Mr. Kanyalal Hakumatrai Gurmukh Das Advani, Mr. Kani Advani in short. You are Mr. Subhash Gupta and my father's sister, Kaushalya Advani, Koshi Gupta's son, firstborn. I am the firstborn of Kani Advani or Kanyalal Hakumatrai Gurmukh Das Advani and Anu Sadrangani, otherwise ex Mrs. Anita Advani, or then Mrs. Anita Merchant, who has also moved into the afterlife. Varsha Advani is the second daughter, my younger sister. Now what I am trying to understand from you is you are with all the youngsters primarily from the upper realms and the lower realms. Nikhil Advani has joined you from the lower realms. You are in the upper realms. You are willing to give me the name of the beast? Do you want to discuss anything else from the alphabets that you will be giving me? Again, let me confirm. The beast was born in 1958, April sometime. Was the beast born in 1958 as you had mentioned it some time ago? Was the beast born in 1958 sometime? Okay, so can I ask you the letters? As you give me the letters, I'll keep writing it in my book. Okay? Let's start with the let's start with the alphabet A. Do I need to take the letter A, alphabet A? I should take the alphabet A. What about the alphabet B? Do I need to take the alphabet B? Do I need to take the alphabet C? Do I have to take the alphabet D? Let me repeat. Do I have to take the alphabet D? Do I have to take the alphabet E? Do I have to take the alphabet F? Let me repeat. I have to take the alphabet F. Okay. Do I have to take the letter G? The alphabet G has to be taken. The alphabet H has to be taken. The alphabet I has to be taken. The alphabet J has to be taken. The alphabet K has to be taken. The alphabet K has to be taken. L, does the alphabet L have to be taken? Does the alphabet M have to be taken? The alphabet N has to be taken. The alphabet O has to be taken. The alphabet P has to be taken. Q has to be taken. The alphabet Q. The alphabet R has to be taken. The alphabet S has to be taken. So KPS. T has to be taken. U has to be taken. The alphabet U. The alphabet V has to be taken. W has to be taken. The alphabet W. The alphabet X has to be taken. So V and X so far. Y has to be taken. The alphabet Y has to be taken. The alphabet Z has to be taken. Z. So V and X is the extra alphabets I have to take. So what he has given me over here is ADFKPSVX. So what I first get over here is the word sad, SAD. Then I get the word sap, 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 which is to sap someone's energy. While the E is not there, but FAKE would be a fake person. Or fakes, FAKS, fakes. So he fakes being sad and fakes being sapped out. Probably a stand-in or a fake who has shapeshifted for Varsha.ADVANI at some point in time. Hangs around baby X or bot X or connected with X in some way. Wears different caps, KAPS. Wears different caps. Because over here also when I asked him what is the name of the beast, he said it is in these words. So here also we have cries, to cry. Let me ask him. Kabir, this word that you have given me so many letters, it is describing a person's personality type. Is the person's name, the head beast name in this? Does the head beast even have a name? Does the head beast have a name like you and I have been christened by our parents with a name? Is the head beast got a name the way you are Kabir Gupta? I am JAYA.ADVANI, right? So, is the head beast hiding in my neural network Kabir Gupta? Or has the head beast plugged me with anything? Or do I have the ROM and the RAM connected with the head beast in my feet or something of that sort? Did he plug anything into my left foot? The head beast plugged something into my left foot, but that is D'Souza's cousin brother, you said, right? But D'Souza is not the real head beast, is he? Is D'Souza the head beast? Is Fernandez the head beast? Is Nikhil the head beast? Is Nikel the head beast? Is Chitru in place of Suchitra Mirchandani Advani the head beast? Are you sure? Chitru auntie's duplicate who wanted to use gaslit and was using gaslit and 4 jaswal to do the cleaning. or forge as well, and she said, no, acha chamkega, the floors will be shining. Then she committed suicide according to her baratri, and a new bai came in. The new bai who came in is the beast. The head beast is the one who worked in our home. When my parents divorced, and maybe even before that, as the part-time cleaning woman from Ray Road and Cotton Green, she declared herself having committed suicide. But my guess is in 86, if Suchitra Mirchandani Advani was murdered, then this one also committed suicide at the same time and disappeared to become Suchitra Mirchandani Advani, and got Nikhil to trouble his grandfather, who is Chitru auntie's own father, who was paralyzed at that time. She repeated show with all the adults, all the old people, through either shape-shifting as their children, or then as the ones working as domestic workers in their home, looking after the elderly, or then looking after the children. My mom wanted to get away at any cost. I wanted to ask you this. My mom left my dad in 1983 from Forge Aswell in all finality. But my mom had left my dad a couple of times. Once, did you see the fight between my mom and dad? You and I were in the balcony of the office room. You, being a boy, stood up in the balcony over the AC. You remember that? We heard some shouting from inside and we said, okay, let's look what's happening. You remember what you told me when you saw into the bedroom over the AC? So what I'm just trying to ask you is a very simple question. The head beast, who's a woman. My mom first left my dad, I think, when I was 4 years old. I don't know. When I was 3 years old, she split with my dad and went to another city 2-3 times before she actually left my dad finally. So she first left when I was about 3-4 years old, I think. Then second time again she comes to Bangalore only because she goes to Whitefield. Then second time I think again she left sometime, maybe when I was about 8-9 years old, after Dadi died. And finally, when we got back to Bombay, within I think 1.5 years, she and my dad finally split in all finality. My question is, if they split in 1983, was the head beast around my mom in any way during that time? My mom's desire to leave my dad had anything to do with the head beast in any way? The head beast was parallelly shape-shifting for Chitru, Suchitra Mirchandani Advani at our home. The head beast had started what? Talking to our servants and creating problems via them within our home, between mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, etc., etc. She was directing the people working at our home how to create confusion between the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law. The head beast entered our environment in which year, can you tell me? The head beast was born in Bombay. The head beast was born in India. Okay, the head beast entered India in which year, can you tell me? The head beast was born in 1958. Is the head beast as of now living in Suchitra Mirchandani Advani's home in Ali Asgar Road? The head beast is living in Seema Ramanan's home as of today and as of now. You know, the boys who come to work in our home are about 5'3" in height. I don't know if anyone was 5'5" in height. Okay, can you tell me which year the head beast came in the area of where my home is? From which year did the head beast latch on to my apartment? Can you tell me? Or to my mom's life? So my parents got married in 1971. Was the head beast latched on to our apartment at that time? Okay, what about in 1972? Was the head beast latched on to our apartment? In 73, I was born. Was the head beast on the scene? 74, I was 1 year old. Was the head beast latched on to our apartment? 75, Varsha was born. Was the head beast latched on to our apartment? 76, was the head beast latched on to our apartment? 77, did the head beast latch on to our apartment? 78, did the head beast latch on to our apartment? 79, did the head beast latch on to our apartment? The head beast latched on to our apartment in the year 79. She started working in our home. Did she work in our home? She worked in our home. She worked for Mr. Kani Advani and Mrs. Anita Advani, who's today ex-Mrs. Anita Advani. The head beast worked at Forge Asheville. Was she somebody hired to look after me? Was she somebody hired to look after baby Varsha? Was she anybody from Regina Pacis? She was somebody from Regina Pacis? I wouldn't know the names of those people. Just give me a minute, let me make notes. Kabir Gupta, Varsha Advani, Nikhil Advani. Has my mom joined you? Since she would know who she had employed. Since she would have been the key employer with the permission of my grandmother. Together they would have done the employment depending who has the requirement. There is one woman called Shakuntala who my mom hired and fired because she slapped me or beat me up in the bathroom for a bath. She had a habit of just giving you a whack and saying, come on, have a bath, that sort of a thing. She had very heavy pork face. So she used to take us and give us a bath in my dadi's white bathroom, my father's mother's white bathroom. She's one person whose name I remember. I don't know if there was another woman called Hira. Then there's another girl who was from Regina Pacis called Estella, who my mom again fired and had to return her to Regina Pacis because she had boyfriends and that's not allowed by the nuns. And then if the girl gets pregnant and all, we don't want headaches on our head. And they're young girls and some could be nice looking and also we don't want the headache. That's why we prefer the middle-aged, elderly little, so there's none of these headaches, all these hassles, or then the bhaiyas. Or then women with children, their own children, so they're settled and not sprouting, where we have to be chaperoning. So let's repeat. Was it Shakuntala? Shakuntala is the head beast. Shakuntala is responsible for the murder of 1988, Koshi auntie being pulled out. And Shakuntala presented herself as Koshi auntie. She got her face scraped and then reconfigured to look like Koshi auntie, which means she went under a cosmetic surgery. So today in Bangalore, she's shape-shifting. The head beast is shape-shifting for Seema Ravanan as of now. Shakuntala, I remember, had a bad skin even in those days. And she had a habit of hitting children. Even with the parents and the dadi around, it was just her style of asking you to have a bath fast. So did you ask her to leave? Did you fire her? Because I know somebody, you did not fire her. Mama, I want to ask you, did you fire Shakuntala and ask her to leave after she probably slapped Varsha and me? Or did Papa ask her to leave? Papa asked her to leave. So she went on and joined somebody who helped her. She's born in 1958. Okay, let me just make a note of it. But when she's so big built, why did Kailash auntie tell me? Why did Kailash auntie at. Can I finish talking? Okay, let me take notes. Shakuntala is an Indian mama? Was Shakuntala from India? Did she assume an Indian identity? She assumed an Indian identity. She's actually from where? Middle East? Pakistan? Africa? Kazakhstan? Uzbekistan? Shakuntala is actually from Uzbekistan or one of those countries like Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, those types. Okay. I've got a map in front of me, so like I'll just name some countries which are out of here. They're outside of, like, say, Africa or then Europe. So I'll just name some names that I'm seeing. Kyrgyzstan, Georgia, Saudi Arabia, Oman, those type of countries. But that's the Middle East, mama. वो Middle East बनता है. The geography is bad, like mine. Anyway, Saudi Arabia, is that where she came from? Oman, I am Indian, hopefully. I am an Indian bloodline. I am an Indian citizen by birth, but is my bloodline Indian, Mama? Kabir, he is half Indian, full Indian. Kabir Gupta is not Indian. So what is he? Where's Sindhi? So where's Sindhi bloodline? Tell me one thing, when we leave the body and go into the afterlife, we have a Sindhi cluster that we hang around. Do we have any Sindhi cluster? Any kitty parties happening? None? Okay. Okay, what about Qatar? That girl came from Qatar. Shakuntala is from Qatar. Is she somebody from Qatar? The beast was created from where, Mama? Qatar? Is her birth from Qatar? Azerbaijan, there's a place called Azerbaijan. Was Shakuntala actually from Azerbaijan? Shakuntala is from Azerbaijan, that's next to Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So is Shakuntala from Uzbekistan? Shakuntala was from Kazakhstan. Shakuntala actually is from Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan, she's from there. She's from a place in and around Azerbaijan. From Azerbaijan itself. Close to Azerbaijan. Close to Azerbaijan. Close to Azerbaijan. The Sultan of Brunei. Is she from the land of the Sultanate of Brunei? Tell me, she was created by some king or something? She was created what, by the Germans? She was created by the Germans. And the Russians? Was it a hand in glove move between the Russians and the Germans? She was created only by the Germans? And the place of creation was where? Azerbaijan, in and around somewhere close but not in their own country. And then plugged into India because she can be watched and groomed. And the work can be done. It is all brain control that they want to do. But will it turn into brain control? Will it further become brain control? The values with which they started this in the 70s, are they the same values that it has been used for? This got into the hands of some criminals who misused the technology or misused whatever the sciences were. Cloning is part of it. Is there a way to stop it? Has it been used to murder a lot of people and to grab lots of assets and to move it to a criminal network? Is that how it actually ended up being used? Is there going to be military action against it? Have you seen the military actually getting motivated or understanding what's happening? Is there going to be military action to catch it? Police action to catch it? These guys are going to be successful establishing this in the world? This is going to get established. Is the yuga supposed to change anytime soon? Is this yuga going to be changing into another yuga anytime soon? You've checked? Are we returning during this yuga when it goes forward, whichever way it is going to be going forward? Will we have to come back into some form on earth while this plays out on earth? Will I have to return as a special case, given that as a special case I'm the only one left behind, or one of the few? Will I have to return to be part of this, whatever is playing out? So I can choose to stay away while this plays out on earth? Okay, give me a minute. What I can't understand is, how does Shakuntala connect with Ray Road? Is there a connect between Ray Road and Shakuntala? What is it? The same location they come from? Or the same person that created Shakuntala through her hired as many people as they could to get into homes from the bottom of the pyramid, get into the bedrooms of people, or have access to places which gives them access to whatever they understand, and then they figure out, make a plan where they want to grab. So she recruited people first from the bottom of the pyramid. Simultaneously what? She got rid of many people at the top of the pyramid and plugged people who could do the job, further extended and do the job of spying on families and helping grab assets, and replacing people primarily into networks which were well networked or then had enough money. Is that what happened? But you were saying she's not going to get caught? Is she going to get caught? You are saying she's going to get caught once she leaves the body. Are you saying whatever they have created, which actually goes down to being the worst, is it like the worst kind of slavery going forward that they have created in the true sense of the word, where even your mind is not your own? So the ones who have contributed to it, who have done the wrong, the ones who created the concept and then it went into the wrong hands, and the ones who stole with it are the ones who have to live it going forward with no choice of staying away. Is that what you're saying? Will it affect the other worlds in the Brahmand? Well, let's say, the atoms, molecules, spirit continue living in whichever other earned realms. Does it affect them? If they have earned peaceful realms, will they continue to live in the other realms and in other worlds, in the multiverse, peacefully and contentedly amongst their own? Will they be pulled out or stay away from a time when it is not so peaceful? This thing will go on for how long, can you tell me? Another 400,000 years, give and take a few? It will carry on for about 400. That means what the scriptures say of Kali Yuga being 432,000 years, where 5,500 years has finished so far. You're saying the next 400 and about 27,000 years will have to go through this way? In these 428,000 years, whatever's left of it, or 27,000 of years, will I have to return to earth forcefully to be part of it? Most of us will be staying back in our realms without having to be part of this, whatever's going to work out on earth. Anyway, Mama, you are giving the direction, because generally Mama never, Mama always gives it to the point. She never ever goes round and round and round. The way Varsha was not very sure. But Mama, you're sure? Okay, just give me a minute. I have some words over here about this from these letters. So from these letters, what I've done is I've done some words. From these letters, what I was told to pick up, I've got this. So VKA is Varsha. Her identity was faked. Connected with SP Shaparji Palunji. Connected with SK and SKF and their home. Connected with Pakistan, PAK and PAX. The fad was to be sad. And to sap, which means to take out something. Not sure what KSP is. The pad can be SK's pad, it can be SKF's pad, it can be SP's pad, but it is a fake identity. I need to ask if Saroj, after a few years, returned. Was she actually that lady, Shakuntala, who was pretending now to be Saroj, who returned to our home? Because she's the one who used to have very heavy periods, and she used to have a particular smell on her. But she never raised her hands on us. But we were now, what? I think 11, 12 years old, much older. Let me ask. Because she's the only one who had an affair with those boys. And I have a feeling someone over there was connected, ultimately went on to connect with the SK team. SK was removed and SKF came in. Let's see. I want to ask you one thing, Mama. After you left in 1983, we got a girl called Saroj who Farida auntie gave us, who was working with her mother or her brother Salim. So Saroj was given to us by Farida auntie or her brother Salim. Her name was Saroj, who had an affair with a boy or a bunch of boys, two boys who were supposed to do the sliding window of our home. That work never stopped for months on end. Papa got angry. The girl was having an affair with a very tall boy. They were two tall boys. Saroj what? Reinvented herself and was actually Shakuntala earlier. Then suddenly, towards the end of their contract breaking, because they didn't complete the work and they just kept, coming to, they were having an affair primarily. So the work never ended. It just elongated and extended. Finally, Papa told them, leave. Saroj just went away with the boys, returned pregnant, and Papa said, no, not keeping you. Once before this contract of their having to do the sliding window in our home at 4 Jaswal, first floor, 9 New Marine Lines, Bombay 20 had to be done in 1984-85 sometime. A young, white skin, shorty, would have been about 5 feet 5 inches tall, sailed through the 3 bedrooms, went to the last room, spent some time over there, and then they all came out. Soon after that, the contract broke and these people exited. That short, fair guy who came quickly looked around, went to the last room, had a look and then left, and these two boys are two tall guys. They were following the shorty. The short guy had anything to do with our home? The short guy had nothing to do with our home. Those two tall guys had anything to do with our home. The two tall guys had something to do with our home. They got that girl, one of them got Saroj pregnant and then ditched her. One of those guys shapeshifted for Papa ever in time to come? So the two tall guys had what to do with our home? They were actually CIA or something? Or some kind of an agent from another country? They were sent by this girl Shakuntala by any chance? They entered United Breweries in any way? They arranged for whatever happened at United Breweries down the line? Did they ever connect with Shakuntala in any way down the line? Or Shakuntala whispered to, or assuming the identity of Koshi Gupta in future? Did Shakuntala assume the identity of Koshi Gupta down the line? I want to ask you one thing. When it came to Koshi Gupta, was Seema Ravanan thrown out of the car? Flung out of the car, that was told to me? Was Koshi Gupta herself flung out of Koshi Auntie's car, driven by Shakuntala? In 1988 is what it happened. It happened in 1988. Shakuntala went on to fake what do you mean when I get, should I take these words like sad, pad, SK, SKF, SP, which is Shapuji Palunji, SAP. There's like a fake. There's a VKA and a VA, which is Varsha Kanayalal Advani and Varsha Advani. PK, PAC, PAX. Should I take these words? Was Shakuntala responsible for all the rumors on the back of Varsha Advani, Varsha Kanayalal Advani? After getting rid of Varsha Advani from her own birthrights, guiding her as Koshi Gupta, same thing done with Kabir Gupta. Is she responsible for Akhil Gupta's murder too? And replication with Aki? She and Railroad Cotton Green, who took the place of Chitru, Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. That means they were friends because they connected, having worked at our home earlier, and hired by that who got them to get into the bedrooms and into, very private spaces as cleaners or as, maid servants. But then she was still keeping young boys, two of them, to do the work. She was still keeping young girls to do the work. But soon after that, Kasturi left, I think, and Vijaya also left. Vijaya and Kasturi did not leave. She removed them. Hopefully she didn't murder them. And replace them with her own network. She replaced them with her own network of naysayers. So are you saying she used to get infiltrators in place of people who are local, kill the locals and replace them with her own network, and then play sad games and spread rumors of people? Was she messing with United Brewery staff as well, doing the same thing with them and spreading rumors? She is the reason why Kailash Aunty had a problem. She is the reason why Varsha-ADVANI had a problem. I'm really interested in knowing what exactly happened with Varsha-ADVANI. What happened with Varsha-ADVANI's journey? Where did Varsha-ADVANI disappear to? Anne is a separate entity from Varsha-ADVANI. Baby Varsha, seen in the white dress with the black braid, is different from Anne. Anne was brought in by Shakuntala. Anne was brought in by whom? By Railroad Cotton Green? She was CRISPR to look like Varsha-ADVANI, but brought in by Cotton Green. Papa was a spy. Dada was a spy. Nana was a spy. Nani was a spy. These servants were a spy. The ones who worked in our home. They were spies who entered and then screwed everyone over. And our Raw was what? Sleeping through it. Do I have to live in this country? What is it? Better karma paid or earned if I exit from here? I'll be able to stay in the afterlife for a longer time then? Okay, I'm closing the session right now, but I'll be back with you off camera. Okay? I think this is enough recording. I'm closing this for now.